Good afternoon, classmates. Good afternoon, ma'am. So today, this afternoon, we will going to present to you our research with the title "Comparative Analysis of Alternative Assessment Techniques in Selected Rural and Urban Schools." So with my co-researchers, Ma'am Labjoy Tinya and Sir Noel Sastrellas. So the assessment is a practice of collecting and evaluating data to make educated decisions about student learning and program performance that was according to Angelo and Cross 1993. So many educators have traditionally considered assessment as a technique of monitoring learning ultimate results, which is mostly realized through what is known as summative assessment. However, according to Rabinowitz 2010, that educators have recently begun to broaden their assessment scope to include not only students' learning outcomes at the conclusion of a certain period to determine who passes or who fails, but also to improve learning by modifying classroom instructions. So this is precisely what assessment of learning achieves as it tries to improve teaching quality and use assessment results to adjust students' learning. So according to Reeves 2000, the emphasis on performance assessment is the learner's capacity to apply their knowledge and abilities to real life simulations. So he goes on to say that there are five basic points in performance evaluation. First is it is geared at complex learning. Second is higher order thinking skills used to problem solving abilities. Third, generates a variety of active behaviors. And fourth, entails difficult tasks that necessitate few steps. And lastly, involves tremendous time and effort from students. So according to Simonson et al. 2000, outlined the several benefits of alternative evaluations. So this study aims to compare the students' perspective towards alternative forms of assessment in both rural and urban public high schools. In addition, this study will provide understanding and insights to the administrators, educators, and other policymakers in responding the needs and demands of the students. So for the statement of the problem, number one, um, for the statement of the problem, the study primarily aims to compare the alternative assessment techniques in selected rural and urban schools. So this specifically, the study will seek to answer the following questions. Number one, what kind of assessment do students prefer? Number two, what are the students' perspective towards alternative assessment? And for number three, do students really find alternative assessment more interesting and motivating? So that would be the statement of the problem that we have to answer after the conduct of this study. So for the significance of the study findings are significant for educational policymakers, administrators, and educators as they make informed decisions regarding the implementation of alternative assessment techniques in both rural and urban schools. The gain insights from this study help identify the strategies, adaptations, and support systems required to effectively implement these techniques in different contexts, ensuring equitable access to quality education for all the students. So for the scope and limitations of the study first is the scope in this study encompasses a comparative analysis of alternative assessment techniques in selected public and rural schools within Caraga. The data collection was conducted on June 5, 2023 with a total of 60 students. 30 of them are from Salug National High School, Salug Esperanza, Agusan del Sur, the rural representation of rural area, and 30 students from San Vicente National High School, San Vicente, Butuan City, representative from urban area. Respondents are surveyed accordingly. The study solely provides valuable insights into alternative assessment practices in the Philippines and serves as a foundation for future research and improvements in educational assessment strategy. So for the methodology will be discussed with our co-researcher, Ma'am Lovejoy Tinya.
Good day, everyone. I am Lovejoy P. Tinia, and I'm going to present the methods for this research paper. The research study uses quantitative, comparative, and survey-based data collection method with the aid of a questionnaire. And this questionnaire was adopted in the Kizilkaya 2014 research study. The respondents for this study totaled 60 students. All participants are senior high school students from the GAS strand. The 30 students came from Salog National High School, Esperanza, Agusan del Sur, which is a rural area, and 30 students from San Vicente National High School represents the urban area. All the statistical analysis from the collected data are done through a Microsoft program.
Good day everyone, my name is Noel P. Sastrellas and I'm going to present to you the results and discussion of our study. So, a total of 60 general academic strand students were surveyed, 30 students from Salog National High School, Salog Esperanza, Agusan del Sur, which is considered to be a rural area, and 30 students from San Vicente National High School, San Vicente, Butuan City, which is considered to be an urban area. Table 1 shows descriptive statistics of students' preferred formative assessment in Salog National High School. The result shows that the mean value for the question 1, I prefer to have fill-in-the-blank questions in exams, is 24.80, indicating a relatively high level of agreement. On average, the student in Salog National High School expressed a preference for exams that include fill-in-the-blank questions, similar to the results of Asilom 2019. On the other hand, the mean value of question number 6, I would like to be evaluated with practice, experiment, observation, role-playing instead of exam is 20.60, which suggests a lower level of agreement compared to the 5 formative assessment questions. On average, the students showed a less strong preference for alternative evaluation method such as practice, experiments, observation, and role-playing instead of traditional exams. According to the results of the study of Battle in 2022, it showed a significant difference in instructional practices of teachers and academic performance of students based on utilizing the lesson study model and traditional ways of teaching. Table 2 shows descriptive statistics of students' preferred formative assessment in San Vicente National High School. Table 2 revealed that question number 2, I preferred having multiple choice question in exam received a mean value of 27.60. This indicates that on average, the student of San Vicente National High School expressed a strong preference for exams that include multiple choice questions. According to Inaugural et al. In 2022, reported that multiple choice question exams have lower discriminative power in a group of students with high scores. The higher the mean suggests a significant agreement with the statement. On the other hand, question number 5, I would like to be evaluated by making a presentation on a subject instead of exam, receive a mean value of 16. This suggests that on average, the student expressed a weaker preference for alternative evaluation method, such as making a presentation on a subject instead of traditional exams. The lower the mean value indicates the lower level of agreement with the statement. Based on these results, it can be inferred that the participants generally favored having multiple choice questions in exams over being evaluated through presentation. According to Ristanto et al. In 2023, one alternative assessment that can be done by teachers or schools is to develop multiple choice questions. Multiple choice questions are questions that are often used in exams and other general tests. Complex multiple choice tests to empower students' higher order thinking skills when learning about the lesson. Figure 2 shows comparative results of students' preferred formative assessment in both Salog National High School and San Vicente National High School. The result shows that in the question 1, I prefer to have fill-in-the-blank question exam reveals that the rural students have an average preference rating of 24.8 while urban students have a rating of 18.2 showed in figure 2. This suggests that the rural students on average have a stronger preference for fill-in-the-blank questions compared to urban students. In question number 2, I prefer having multiple choice questions in exams reveals that a rural student have an average preference rating of 24.2 whereas urban students have a higher rating of 27.6. This indicates that the urban students on average have a strong preference for multiple choice questions compared to rural students. In question number 3, I prefer to have short answer questions in exams demonstrate that both rural and urban students have relatively similar preferences with rural students having an average rating of 22 and urban students having a slightly higher rating of 23.6. In question number 4, I would like to prefer projects instead of exams and be evaluated when it shows that rural students have an average preference rating of 24, while urban students have a rating of 18.6. This suggests that the rural students on average have a stronger preference for project-based assessment compared to the urban students. In question number 5, I would like to be evaluated by making a presentation on a subject instead of exams indicates that rural students have an average preference rating of 23.6 whereas urban students have a lower rating of 16. This suggests that the students on average have a stronger preference for presentation-based assessment compared to the urban students. In question number 6, I would like to be evaluated with practice experiments, observation, role-playing instead of exams reveals that a deeper understanding of these differences. So for the conclusion that will be discussed by Ma'am Lovejoy Tinia.
In conclusion, the participants in the study showed a general preference for multiple choice questions over presentation-based assessments. This aligns with the common use of multiple choice questions in exam and general tests. The results indicate that there are variations in assessment preferences between the rural and urban students. Urban students tend to favor multiple choice questions, while rural students have stronger preferences for fill-in-the-blank questions, project-based assessments, and presentation-based assessments. This suggests that assessment methods should consider the different preferences of students based on their geographical backgrounds. The results highlight the variations in the perspectives of rural and urban students regarding formative assessment. Rural students place relatively higher importance on aspects such as communication with the environment, involving friends in evaluation, using non exam methods for evaluation, and considering exam results as representative of their entire learning process. In contrast, urban students have a slightly higher preference for focusing on the process of exam preparation. The results also suggest potential differences in perspectives and preferences between rural and urban participants regarding immediate feedback, non exam methods, and the impact of such methods on the school environment. Further research study is needed to explore these differences in depth and understand the underlying factors that contribute to them.